Man here. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing. So Kell Brook has responded to Amir Khan basically getting with Eddie Hearn, who is also his current promoter in Matchroom Boxing. And according to Kell Brook, he states that, in a nutshell, Amir Khan fight me this year. He's not down to go back and forth and somehow he want to, see two fights and then fight him sometime the year after. No. Kell Brook states that he wants to face Amir Khan this year, or that there's a good chance that next year he won't be returning back to boxing. Now, that's the most alarming part at the end when he said that next year possibly he won't be returning back to boxing. And that's the part that really caught me off guard probably more than anything. But, I can understand Kell Brook's sense of urgency and wanting to do this thing. I mean, truth be told, it all sounds good that, Kell Brook and Amir Khan under the same promoter, the biggest possible domestic UK fight can happen. You know what I'm saying? No doubt about it. There should be no reason why it shouldn't happen. Like I said in my last video, there are no politics. There are no polished shit. They're on the same networks. They have the same promoter. It can happen, right? But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We've seen this play out exactly the same way before. Because let's not forget here, both of these fighters were also signed under Frank Warren. And for years, Frank Warren did not allow Amir Khan and Kell Brook to fight. So that same scenario can play out today. It's very possible. See, back then, Amir Khan's ambition was to become this big star, especially to infiltrate America. That's one of the worst things about Amir Khan getting down with Eddie Hearn, because this is a severe backstab to his former promoter, Frank Warren. When, Frank Warren is the guy who brought Amir Khan to prominence. He is the guy that raised Amir Khan through the ranks. Even though Amir Khan got knocked out by Breeders' Prescott, he still made him a world champion 2 fights later. Then right after Amir Khan became a world champion, he ditched Frank Warren for American pastures, if you will. You know what I'm saying? So, and, on top of that, Frank Warren it made Amir Khan a multi-millionaire, man. He helped Amir Khan kind of craft his image as this do-right Muslim guy, you know what I'm saying? Which, Amir Khan wasn't so happy to accept that mantle at first, but, this helped him make as many millions as he's made. It was due to the image that guys like Frank Warren had crafted for Amir Khan. And what does Amir Khan do once he gets up? He says, forget you, Frank Warren, I'm headed to Golden Boy. And then right after that, he gets with Al Heyman. And then right after that, ladies and gentlemen, he is with the arch nemesis of Mr. Frank Warren, and that is Eddie Hearn. So that's kind of messed up. But the fact still remains, man. Frank Warren, when he had Eddie Hearn, when he had Amir Khan and Kell Brook, he could have made the fight happen a long time ago. You know what I mean? And it just never happened. Now, granted, Amir Khan was fighting in the smaller divisions than Kell Brook, but Kell Brook, man, Amir Khan, when he decided to come up to welterweight, he was already away from Frank Warren, if you will. So maybe that could have been part of the reason that the fight never happened. But the fact of the matter is they've had their rivalry all the way back to the time when Amir Khan tried out for the Olympics. So Frank Warren knew that there was some sort of domestic rivalry there. And he knew what he had on his hands. He just never allowed these two fighters to not only fight each other. Not only did he not allow them to fight each other, but they wasn't even saying each other's name in public until they, got away from Frank Warren. So, once again, man, Brook has been down the road before of being under the same umbrella as Amir Khan and wasn't able to get the Khan fight then. So maybe he's looking at it like, man, Khan, all this crap that you've said, over time and all these crappy excuses that you always use. Well, guess what? You are out of excuses, man. You are out of time at that. You know what I'm saying? Because this fight should be happening, Now, with Kell Brook saying that he's possibly looking to maybe get out of boxing, that kind of scares me a little bit, man, next year. Because when you have this 1 foot in, 1 foot out mentality, well, truth be told, you just get hurt. You know what I mean? And when Kell Brook says that, he's 31 years old, he is getting up there in age. He's taking a lot of wear and tear on his face, or whatnot. But I don't know if this dude is honestly getting back into boxing just to do it as an experiment to see how much damage that his eyes can take, or if he's really looking to go back to the form that he once was. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of hard when you hear statements like that. So, I listened to a video earlier by Hatman Strikes Back. Shout out to Hatman Strikes Back. And he was saying that he felt as though that Kell Brook lost his love for boxing while he was IBF champion. And I thought, now that I think back and I look back, maybe the guy's right. Kell Brook tirelessly attempted to get the American champions in the ring with him. They wouldn't fight him. Keith Thurman wouldn't fight him. Danny Garcia wouldn't fight him. Showtime Sean Porter, great, good thing he stepped up. But he did it through a mandatory, you know what I'm saying? On top of that, Manny Pacquiao wouldn't fight him. This is the reason that Kell Brook originally left Frank Warren's, because he was rated so high by the WBO, and Manny Pacquiao was the WBO champion. But however, Manny Pacquiao wasn't trying to give Kell Brook a shot. So Kell Brook left the WBO and went over to the IBF, So Kell Brook is probably he was at a point, when right before he fought Gennady Golovkin, it's like, these guys ain't taking me serious, man. I put this work in. I came to the man's backyard and took his title off him, and they still ain't showing me no respect. You know what I mean? Even though I'm rolling with Eddie Hearn, a dude who has no problem with opening up the bag for a fighter, look what he was going to do for Jesse Vargas. Look what he did to Gennady Golovkin. You know what I mean? But those fighters still never fought Kell Brook. So maybe that's the thing that Hatman was talking about. The reason that Kell Brook lost his love for fighting while as an IBF champion, and then saying, you know what, I'm just going to cash in, go up 2 weight divisions, face Triple G, and make these millions. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he got to that point because nobody would fight him. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. But clearly, it sounds as if today that his love for boxing is not all the way there, if you will. You know what I mean? Though he is now fighting at a weight class that he should have been fighting at, truth be told. Kell Brook has been missing weight, ladies and gentlemen, since very early on in his career. For anyone who out there who likes to say, well, Kell Brook wasn't weight drained or whatever like that for the Earl Spence fight, you out of your marbles. Kell Brook should have been fighting at 154 long before he even won the title from Showtime Sean Porter. Let's just be real. He fought Carson Jones at 151 and looked 20 times better. You know what I'm saying? Earlier on in his career, during his early days, he missed weight on the scales before. He was having problems making 147 even back then. Frank Warren can tell you that better than anybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, Kell Brook, man, I hope his love for boxing is there. Hopefully he's not doing it as an experiment and testing his eyes out like type thing and just trying to make a couple paychecks and then get out of boxing, because fighters get hurt when they come into the ring with that kind of mentality, man. But now that the Amir Khan fight is really, really there, and this is the closest that Kell Brook has ever gotten, man, I find it hard pressed that if Kell Brook has a decent year this year, that he gets out next year without trying to face Amir Khan before Amir Khan's multi-fight deal with Eddie Hearn is up. I just can't fathom how these two have been trying to fight each other for so long. Kell Brook has been dancing to Amir Khan's tune for so long, and now that he's gotten so close that he would just say, I'm walking away from the sport of boxing, leaving millions on the table. I find it hard to believe. But we'll see, man. These fighters are now fighting in 2 different weight classes. Amir Khan is at 147. Kell Brook is at 154. We'll see how this goes, man. Like I stated earlier, we know that Kell Brook's first immediate goal was to fight this guy Rabchenko and then possibly make a run for Saddam Ali's title, but the WBO champion at 154. But if the Amir Khan fight presents itself first, well, hands down, man down, you know what I'm saying? Kell Brook is definitely going to take that Amir Khan fight. So we'll see how this plays out. I feel Kell Brook on his sense of urgency because all the crap he's been through, but yet and still it scares me to hear a fighter talk like they got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. So let's see how it plays out, man. So to the next video, Main Man Made Man. Don't forget to subscribe. Twitter, Made Man 511. Facebook, Main Man Made Man Boxing Forum. Google Plus, Main Man Made Man. Like I stated earlier in this video, man, it's kind of messed up. Amir Khan, man, not only do you leave Frank Warren and you head for greener pastures, but then now you get with his arch nemesis. Like you get with his competition. You know what I mean? Now I understand it's just business, but damn, Amir Khan has like no loyalty to nobody. Real talk. He is just about that money and making sure that his family is straight. And truth be told, I guess you got to respect it. So to the next video. Peace out.